welcome back to 843 TV. As we talked about in our first segment, there is a lot of growth going on at Bridges Prep, and so to give us a facilities update, we have Marty Miley, who is the vice chair of the board for Bridges Prep, and of course Dee Matthews is still with us. So thank you for being with us and joining us today, Marty. So we are growing, and we are going to add an upper school, so starting with 11th grade next year. So give us kind of what's going on. You're getting close to the start of construction, I think.
We're getting close to the start of construction. We have bid out 2 phases of the project, one being the modular portion of it, and then the site work phase. Site work phase bid last Tuesday. We received 2 bids. They're slightly over budget, but within means of our contingency. So we're in the process of negotiating with the low bid contractor to bring prices down. So we're in the process of waiting on USDA to give us the go ahead to release the site contractor to start. So hopefully that'll be sooner than later.
Yeah, right, exactly. And so you mentioned the modular classrooms. So some of the students are going to be in the modular classrooms this term, or when the school season starts in the fall. And so what does that mean for those students? Where are those located? Tell us about that.
Those will be located on the campus off of Highway 170, where the upper and the middle school will also be built. That will house, and Dee will have to answer that. I can't remember which grades, but
8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th will be there next year. And the modulars probably don't make them the happiest because, again, we call it the learning cottages. But I think what will be an added enhancement to their being there is the construction for the new facilities will be ongoing. And while it will not disrupt the classrooms they're in, they will get to see that. So I think that will be an excitement too. They'll know it's coming.
They kind of,
yes.
They get to see little sneak peeks every
Exactly.
day. Yeah, okay, excellent. So, and that's what I was going to say. Where will the other grades be housed when that's going on?
3rd grade through 7th grade will be at Boundary Street at our campus there, which has been our main campus. At any rate, early childhood K through 2 will be housed at Celadon, and it's been there for several years. And we have a really good relationship with the people at Celadon. So everything right now is moving into place pretty well, yes.
Yeah, okay, excellent. And so for the viewers who aren't familiar with, and maybe me who isn't familiar with, getting permission to do this, how do you go about getting the permits that you need, the review process to build the new school? Tell us all about that.
That's a very long and cumbersome process. You have to start with notifying OSF of your location, who then in turn brings in SCDOT, which is South Carolina Department of Transportation.
Right.
They review your site and then give you the go-ahead to say that you can put a school in there. There's a lot of due diligence. You have to do environmental studies, you have to do surveying, you have to do concept drawings, then you have to start notifying your local municipalities, which would be the town of Port Royal in our case, to make sure they're okay with the school going there. The biggest thing we had to deal with was SCDOT and our entrance into our site. But you still have to go through Beaufort Jasper, SC&G, Hargray. There's tons of things.
The list goes on and on.
And then you have to be applying for your loans through USDA, which is a whole nother set of rules and regulations that you have to jump through. So.
Wow. So have you been in charge of all of that?
For the most part,
mostly?
yes.
So you've been a very, very busy man.
Yes.
But it's exciting. It is really exciting. So give us a little bit about what we can expect once the school is finished.
Once the school is finished, hopefully we have tons of children that want to come in and go to school and get a top education to pursue their college education dreams.
So for people who might not be familiar with Bridges Prep, tell us a little bit about your mission and what it is that you bring to the table for students.
Our mission is to have a whole child education. We use Paideia methodology, we use STEM, and we have, Chris alluded to this earlier when we were talking. Our teachers have been phenomenal. They are lifelong learners, so they guide these students, and they have been the anchors in our school. As any new school comes about, there are a change in heads of schools. I mean, every new school has had it, and frankly, some of these older schools have changed administrators quite frequently in the last few years. But it's getting that right person there. But the teachers, when you have those anchors, right, and they have that relationship and they're good and our school is very good, all you have to do is ask the stakeholders. Rarely ever would you ever hear someone say a negative thing about the school and how they're children are treated and the education. It really is very good.
Well, and that's so important to have a great reputation in the community.
Yes, it
And I
is.
know in our first segment you mentioned that you had just finished with testing and EOCs. So when you say EOC, that does mean that you have classes that are honors level and maybe even college credit level, things like that.
Oh, yes, we do. And as we go on and we talk about it a little bit, I would allude to that. We will have some advanced classes next year. We're working on that, our scheduling. And I guess that's probably as Chris comes back into the picture
Yeah,
and we
talk
talk
a
to
little
them
bit more
about that.
about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're excited about what's going on. We really are.
Yeah. So when are you hoping to put a shovel in the ground for this upper school?
My hopes was last week, but we're shooting for next week. So we're waiting, like I said, we're waiting on USDA to give us the go ahead to do that process. So hopefully site contractors on go, everybody else is on go. Modules are in the process of being fabricated. So just waiting on USDA.
Yeah. So it really is any minute. So we're really
Yes.
excited about that. And
It
you'll have to
is.
share some pictures of the first shovelful once you have them.
We hope to have
Within the next 5 days, we should have a big sign up that's going up. So we're excited about that, so people will see it. And Marty has taught me a lot. I had no idea the longevity or the bureaucratic red tape that goes into it. And he doesn't like for me to say this, but he is the tide that floats our boat.
Well, thank you for all the work that you are doing.
You're welcome.
And we'll be back with lots more on 843 TV. Stay with us.